do this in prime time. Under the bright lights for you on the sideline. Fans in the stands keeping doubly bright high. The gridiron fly guys, the green and the gold, yeah, they call it the franchise. The gizmos, flies, the moves, the Kepleys, old spaghetti legs, Ricky Ray, Willie Bless, and whoever comes next to bring back the chip and add another brick to the legacy. Cause it's double E over everything. Double E is a legacy. Double E over everything. Double E, we rising up.
The Edmonton Elks head out to Montreal to look for their second win of the season. A revenge matchup as Cody Fajardo and McLeod Bethel-Thompson traded for each other in the offseason go up against their respective former clubs looking to show they shouldn't have been pushed aside. Edmonton looking to make those extra plays to finish off a game. Montreal looks to bounce back from a beatdown just a week ago. Will the Elks offense take an advantage of an injury-depleted Owls? Can the Elks defense get the elusive interception from their secondary? Elks, Owls, a Friday night football, and the Nasty Bash. But first, it is the Green and Gold Kickoff Show. I am Matt Iwanyk. He is Jay Milne. Thank you for tuning in to Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton Sports, presented by Play Alberta. We thank you, everyone, for tuning in across the Edmonton Sports Talk audio streams on EdmontonSportsTalk.com, tune in iHeartRadio, Apple Music. For those watching on YouTube, as well as for everyone, I guess I always do that, on podcast. We don't have podcasts.
Well, not for this
show. Not for this show. We have podcasts for everything else, but we don't podcast our pregame shows because there's no point.
Yeah.
No one's going back and listening to a pregame show. Like, no one's recording the game and then going back and listening to a pregame show before they watch the game. Like, I don't know.
What if you said something?
It's all on YouTube.
Prophetic that came true, and then you wanted to gloat and say, see, I told you so. I know, but even in the, I guess.
It's all on YouTube.
All right.
It is all on YouTube, so you can get it that way, I guess. That was the one reason why, I don't save any of that audio, because we have it on YouTube. But thank you to everyone for tuning in. We're live at the St. Albert Rugby Club here in St. Albert, of all places. Weird, isn't that right? St. Albert Rugby Club. That's wild.
It makes sense.
It makes sense. We're here because the Nasty Bash will get going at 6 o'clock, which means Jay and I will have the Green and Gold post-game show live during the third major of the year for Edmonton Sports Talk. Are you excited for the Nasty Bash? Your second Nasty Bash.
Yeah, no, I mean, it is kind of interesting because we're working it.
Yeah, the only two.
Yeah, yeah.
The only two.
To say,
I think we deserve something at the end of the night or something. We deserve some sort of benefit later.
Yeah? Okay, what are you thinking?
I don't know. I think there's some, we owe we get something later. Like, Tommy will sit here and say, I've got to do the Oilers pre and post. But those aren't the majors.
That's not during one of the majors.
That's not during the majors.
No, this is everything. And
we have four majors, and you and I have to work through one.
You know what? Can I be honest with you?
What's that?
This gives me a great excuse to be at home and in bed at a decent hour.
You think that's going to be the case?
No, it really does. It's great.
Why? Once 8:30 comes, you're just going to start drinking a little bit more.
No, I'm not. I'm driving.
Oh, smart man.
Yeah, see? I mean, I got to work, so why not?
More than welcome to come down to us. Come on down to the St. Albert Rugby Club after 6 o'clock for the Nasty Bash later tonight. But it is Elks Owls 5:30 on TSN as the Elks are looking for their second win of the season. Let's take a look at the depth chart for your Edmonton Elks. For those on YouTube, you can see it on your screen. For those on the audio stream, it is Cody Fajardo once again behind center. The men protecting him from left until right: Ivy, Cordy, Beard, McKellar, Boyko, the receiving corps, Dunbar Jr., Gittins Jr., Victor, Julian Grant and Smith, Rankin and Green, the running back and fullback. Defensively, Barlow, Brinkman, Serezna, Smith, Morgan, DeBlanco, and Logan Jr. as well in the secondary. It's Garnes at free safety on either side of him. Jackson, Williams, Ross, and Ford. Blanchard, kick, Grace, punting, and Leak will do the return duties. Jay, let's get to a bit of an injury report for the Edmonton Elks, which is brought to you by Advantage Sports Medicine. I don't have the liner right off the... Connor McDavid has a team. You have a frozen bag of peas. Connect with them at Advantage Sports. I've done a little bit with Advantage Sports. I've been behind on my stuff. Crush isn't going to be too happy with me.
Have you?
I'm behind.
Oh, no.
I'm behind. I got to do better.
Yeah, Connor McDavid has a team of specialists. You're stuck holding a bag of peas.
That's what it is.
Go see the team over at Advantage Sports Medicine. Get yourself checked out. Get yourself right. They've got locations south side. They've got
I was here in St. Albert. Beautiful facility. Beautiful facility.
And they were out at the ESD golf tournament. Very good people.
Which was a month ago today.
Yeah, it was. Oh, wow. Was that planned? Like that a month from a major to a major?
No. The three of the majors come really quick because then the next one's September 16th. It's very soon.
The
Estes is very soon.
Estes is already a month away?
Just over a month away.
Wow.
Yeah. Injury report.
Not much to report other than that Royce Metier, who did practice earlier in the week, maybe you thought that he was going to be able to make be reintroduced back into the lineup. Not the case. So this is the exact same lineup that they fielded last week, which I don't mind. I thought the O-line was, they were definitely target number 1 2 weeks ago. I thought they played better. The secondary, I thought, played better. But as far as the injury report goes, Matty, that nobody's in, nobody's out, just the same. Metier is close. I would expect him to play next game, though.
Before I get to Montreal, I do like Tommy in the nasty chat. Bless you guys for working through one of our majors. It cannot be easy. Well, Hernan as well. He's back at the studio for most of it to work through some of those Oilers post-game shows.
What they do is incredible.
Yes, it is.
Like, doing this gives you...
It's going to be full appreciation.
10% of appreciation for what they do.
He's going to have zero sympathy for us tonight for whatever happens, nor should he have any sympathy for us
I'm not
tonight.
Expecting sympathy from Tommy.
None.
They do a lot of work.
We have to do it once.
Even though Tommy kind of pulled a little bit of a questionable move today. We're not going to get into it, but...
I don't know.
You were the one that was fueling it, by the way. I was listening to that.
I've been part of it, but I have no problem.
You were embracing it, and almost...
I want chaos. I'm with Belzy. I want chaos.
Well, it is.
Don't put Belzy and I together.
Belzy's good.
I'm just saying, he has every right to defend himself in the way he sees fit. Let's get to the Montreal Alouettes players to watch. McLeod, Bethel-Thompson, the starting quarterback. His receiving corps, Sneed and Speaker, 2 guys to be looking out for, as is Alex Hollins. You may remember him from the BC Lions or from the Edmonton Elks training camp this past season. On the defensive side of things, Sankey leading the way. Seontae Evans back with the Montreal Alouettes. He was signed earlier this week as they are dealing with some injuries. So he is back in the lineup with very short notice for the Montreal Alouettes. Weather for tonight out in Montreal. It's a rainier one here in Edmonton today, / St. Albert. 29 degrees out in Montreal at kickoff with the Humidex. It's going to feel like 35. By the time this kickoff or the game is over, 26 degrees, but the Humidex, it'll still feel like 33 degrees. So some balmy weather. Is that categorized as balmy?
Yeah, that's awful.
Balmy weather out in Montreal. I love it. Can't be fun to play in. To come on the show today, 3 stories. Play Alberta Game Day odds check. Mark Kllum, we'll hear from him, as well as our keys and prediction for an Elks victory. I do want to get to the question of the game that I did throw up on Twitter. I need to quickly find it here. Jay does not know the question of the game. Your thoughts, 780-218-9999, or you can jump into the nasty chat. Does a loss tonight end the Elks' playoff hopes for 2025? Your 3 options that I threw up on Twitter. Feel free to come up with your own if you wish, though. Yes, on to 2026. No, still time. Or it's already over. Mr. Milne.
I hate to do this. I'm always the optimist. And I know while mathematically correct, they wouldn't be out. But yes, I'm going with yes. Season over. If they cannot take advantage and find
That's a great way of looking at it.
Wherewithal to take advantage of a Montreal team that is beat up. They're without their star quarterback. They're without their starting center. They're without their strongest defensive back. One of their toppers. If you cannot take advantage of this and somehow find a win, you don't deserve to be in the discussion for playoffs. You simply don't. So this is yes. I would say yes. What's the Twitter vote at?
The Twitter vote. Where do you think?
I would say 75% yes.
62% yes.
Okay.
29% saying it's already over.
Yeah.
And 9% saying no, still time. When you look at the Elks, they currently sit 6 points back the BC Lions. 2 games in hand, though, on the BC Lions. You also then have to look at the crossover. Well, they're also 6 points back the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, but they have the exact same amount between the Elks and the Bombers. If the Elks take advantage of their games in hand right now, they'd only be 2 points back. The Lions do have they do have the season series against the Edmonton Elks. Currently, the Bombers have the season series against the Elks. When you look over on the crossover side of things, one of Toronto or Ottawa probably going to pick up a victory this weekend. They're playing each other. Unless there's an unforeseen tie, one of those teams will be moving to 6 points, which is also bad for the Edmonton Elks, because if they fall in this one, you're now 3 games back, in a sense, 2.5 back of Toronto or Ottawa for a crossover spot. So you're not even looking at the West end at that point. You do got to look at it to the East. So it is. The hill's just getting that much more taller and taller and taller. If you lose tonight, you might not be able to see the top might be just into the clouds and you won't be able to see it anymore.
I'm intrigued with what happens with Winnipeg, because all this time it would seem as though BC was the team that could be caught.
Yeah.
I don't know how stable Zach Collaros is.
That's fair.
I don't know Zach Collaros.
Can he go finish a game?
And can he sustain another head injury? I'm seriously concerned. I've said this for a few weeks now since he took his last one. He was not himself last game. They brought Strevler in. Strevler is not an every down quarterback in the CFL. No. He is simply not. Winnipeg might be in the question to be caught. Depending on what happens with Collaros, it may not be the BC Lions, because the BC Lions showed a lot of moxie last night, and that was an incredible game.
And I will say this: you might argue, well, they almost blew it, but they blew it against Hamilton. They should have beat Hamilton in the first game. So they're right there. This is a very important game for the Edmonton Elks. Like, that's where our Play Alberta game day odds check. Play Alberta, playalberta.ca. EST Sports deposit 20, get a $50 free bet. YEG 50 deposit 5, get a $50 free bet as well. I will get to Jay and Matt's big play of the game right away here, but there's a lot connected right now to this game. Jay's play of the day from the Reed Wilkins Show. Elks money line, total under 51.5. That's plus 280.
Bit of a hedge here.
Which doesn't conflict.
I know it doesn't.
It doesn't conflict.
There's a path to victory.
You've got the early bird bet from Dusty, Edmonton Elks plus 3.5, ranking 40-plus rushing yards, and Tyler Snead 60-plus receiving yards. That is boosted to plus 333. Also, just quickly in the CFL, I do have a lock shop parlay. Coxey for the Argos, anytime touchdown. Dietrich Mills for the Stamps, anytime touchdown. Nick Dembski, anytime touchdown for the Bombers. That's plus 830 over up on Play Alberta. But then it's Jay and Matt's big play of the game. Big being the understatement. This is a big game, or big play of the game. Edmonton Elks plus 3.5. Total 48 points or more. So with Jay's play today, he has 51.5. So it could 48 to 51 is there. There's a sweet spot here. You've got Cody Fajardo, 275-plus passing yards. You've got Justin Rankin, 50-plus rushing yards, boosted to plus $1,395. Jay and Matt's big play of the game. Jay coming off the big win last week. We've hit 2 of the last 3, I think.
Buddy, if we hit this...
Or did we hit back-to-back? Did it hit last week?
Yeah, it did.
And it hit the Saskatchewan game, too, did it not? No, it was the Ottawa game.
Ottawa.
We've hit 2 of the last 3 here.
And those are like 400-plus. This is a moonshot. If this hits tonight, I guarantee there's going to be quite a few people that are in this room that are going to be celebrating. I mean, plus $13.95. You put $10 on that. That gets you back $140.
I think that's the number I put on that one.
Like, that's serious dough.
$10, yeah.
Yeah, $10 gets you back $150. I mean, if you want to talk about a sprinkle, I don't know how this is happening in the ether. This is incredible, folks.
We're just going to let that one be.
Yeah.
We're going to allow it, and we're just going to hopefully cheer for... And again, there's a double win there. This falls at 50 total points.
Buddy.
Boom. Elks win. Boom. 2 huge wins. Jay Milne, I don't know if you're going to go home early. You might be too busy partying, my friend.
Let's just see. I've got a lot of skin in this game because I was on. By the way, I was on the Elks money line early in the week.
You were.
And it was a plus 145 at that point. Do you know what it's at right now?
It's basically, this is turned into a pick 'em when I was doing the lock shop.
This is a coin flip. If we can look here.
The Edmonton Elks, they're minus plus 1.5. It's plus 102 on the money line. The Montreal Alouettes minus 135. The over-under for this game is set at 52 with Play Alberta.
So, yeah, I'm on our play of the day. I'm on Elks money line. This could be a big night because I'm also going to get on. I didn't even get on my Jays play of the day. I've just been too busy. So, fun times. Oh, yeah, it wouldn't let me. It thinks I'm in, like, Mexico or something. Watch this.
Oh, it's because of the Wi-Fi you're connected to.
See, look.
Yeah. You have to connect to, like, your phone or something like that.
I'll do it through my phone, sure.
There you go. Play Alberta, playalberta.ca. Elks Als 5:30 on TSN. Let's get to our three stories of the game. Well, yeah, well, we could talk about the prediction of this a little bit later. December 17th. I want to take you back there. Trade, Edmonton Elks, Montreal Alouettes. Cody Fajardo from McLeod, Bethel-Thompson. Guaranteed at that time. Neither general manager, Danny Machocha or Ed Hervey, figured that those guys would be going up against each other right now on August the 8th. The Edmonton Elks needing it out of necessity, as they don't believe that Trey Ford gives them their best chance to win football games. So they make a change in Cody Fajardo, the new number one quarterback of the Edmonton Elks, for the Montreal Alouettes. Davis Alexander, still their guy. He's just banged up. They are going with McLeod, Bethel-Thompson. That's one revenge game. There's another revenge game part of this, too. Keon Julian Grant going up against his former club. And on the other side, a very small one. But Alex Hollins, who was part of Elks training camp this past year, would say a surprise cut from the outside. He is going to be starting for the Montreal Alouettes in his first game of the 2025 season against the team that cut him in training camp. Jay, do you believe in revenge games?
Yep.
Do you believe in the going up against your former club?
Yeah, nobody would ever admit to it, but they do too. Professionals do too. Now, you said that Cody Fajardo was a move out of necessity. I think it's quite the opposite. I think McLeod Bethel-Thompson is put in because of necessity. I think Cody Fajardo is put in because of reality.
Well, the necessity of needing to make a quarterbacking change. That their quarterback wasn't doing it,
right.
They need to go to him.
But
I don't think did I say necessity? I didn't mean that one there.
Yeah,
I thought I said that for MBT.
No, but MBT's the necessity. They would be playing with Davis Alexander if they could, but they're not. And MBT. Look, there's no way he lived up to his contract last year. So I don't think he can be as sour towards the Elks as Cody Fajardo can be towards the team that dumped him for the younger, better-looking, better-arm quarterback.
I don't know. I heard enough comments from MBT last year that he's a guy that will find little things and he'll make it something.
Sure, but does he have the talent to do that on the field? Does he have the talent to...
Well, there's a lot of people in this city that thought he was the talented guy that was worthy of that contract. So, I don't know. He
fooled a lot of people.
I will say, if I was MBT and if there was something I was upset about that I'm going disrespected, there's two. One, this management team and this coaching staff has nothing to do with. But I think one is how they got to a point where it was in, out, in, out, in, out. Didn't know whether you're starting. Didn't finish the season in the end. They went to Trey. The other part is he could have something against the fan base. Because there were games where he played that he was getting booed for Trey Ford.
Yeah.
Now, I would think he understands why that was happening at the time if you go back 365 days. But he also, Hernandez pointed out more than most, he got mad at the TSN panel recently for something, for just criticizing him and stuff. This is a guy that will take small things and he'll make them bigger deals. He'll make an anthill a mountain.
True. I just don't think he has the ability to deliver a revenge game. Truthfully. Come, MBT, bring your best game. I still don't think it's good enough. He cannot push the ball downfield with consistency. The only chance Montreal has is if they dink and doink all night against Edmonton, which I don't think MBT is capable of.
280 yards, touchdown, interception.
He's averaging 200 yards a game in his 4 games that he's played for Montreal.
But he did that against the Calgary defense a couple of weeks ago. If he pulls a 280, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, that's not a good enough game to possibly go win this?
What if Cody Fajardo puts up 380,
No.
3 touchdowns, no interceptions?
Absolutely, but you said you don't think he has it in him to compete.
Not consistently.
Like that's and that I like
every squirrel finds a nut. I understand that. I just don't think he's got the body of work, time and time again, to suggest that he can. Hey, I'm going to go out and get these guys. Cody Fajardo, on the other hand, could, and I think Cody Fajardo's got a much more valid reason to be pissed off at his former club in Montreal. They chose Davis Alexander over him. And it is what it is right now. You can't say, well, how's that working out now? I mean,
it's working out great for them in one ways. He's undefeated.
He is, but he hasn't played half the season, right?
For them, it won't matter. Playoffs will be what matters.
I'm telling you, hamstrings just don't get old. You don't get old. Hamstrings are like a lower body or a lower, what do they call it, a high ankle sprain for hockey players. That's the hamstring injury for football players. It takes a while to get over it. The fact that he triggered it again in that come from behind victory, that is not good for his recovery timeline.
Don't tell me that for my fantasy team.
I'm sorry, Matt, but you've got damaged goods.
I have Cody Fajardo as well.
There you go.
And I have Chad Kelly still.
So
a lot of damaged goods, but I also have Cody Fajardo.
Now, I don't think either Kyon Julian Grant or Alex Hollins has anything to even talk about right now.
I think Alex Hollins could.
Maybe. Kyon Julian Grant just go out and have a game where you don't touch a game-winning touchdown or a touchdown. That would be a start. I wouldn't say revenge should be on his mind.
I agree. I fully agree. But if he can have that, like imagine a Cody Fajardo, Kyon Julian Grant revenge game. He goes out for 110 yards, maybe a touchdown. Fajardo's up for 300-plus yards and a couple touchdowns. That's like if you're Mark Kllum, you're hoping that you see that. I would say if I'm Jordan McSimic or Mark Kllum, I would actually hope that Kyon Julian Grant has a little bit of a revenge game on top of what's happened so far this season. Because then it just pushes you forward to hopefully finishing off and getting that victory in this one.
Of course. I think Elks fans would love a Kyon Julian Grant revenge game. That would be poetic. And sure, I mean, Alex Hollins, well, sorry, you're on the other team now. So, do what you can. But I don't think either of them have had seasons that would say, oh, these are game changers. Do you know what I mean?
Well, Hollins' first game, Hollins can be a game changer if healthy.
I think
that is a key.
That's why I said Cody Fajardo, I think, is, of the 4 people you listed, probably the most capable of delivering a revenge game kind of, performance.
Last year, MBT kind of had a revenge game against Toronto. He went for 342 and 4 touchdowns. That was his first meeting against his former club in that one. They chose Chad Kelly over him.
Yeah, I mean, if Edmonton gets beat and sliced and diced by MBT,
this goes back to the question of the day.
Yeah, question of the
game. I want to get to storyline number 2. Because that's one. It is the revenge. It's watching these guys go up against their former clubs. I'm sure if you're watching with sound tonight on TSN, it will be brought up as well. Number 2, it is the injuries of the Owls. Hernan guaranteed an Elks victory this week. You have been on multiple times with the Elks winning this game this week. Part of the reason and the rationale you guys are throwing out there is the depletion of this Montreal Alouettes team. Justin Lawrence, Austin Mack, Tyson Philpott, Davis Alexander, Marc-Antoine Duquois, Deontay Ruffin. Those are just some of the names. Looking from week to week, when the Owls got decimated to the Riders to this week, I count at the very least 3 players that have already been changed for injury. A linebacker, defensive back, but also that center position, which is a big one. This is a big story. Have the injuries just mounted too much for the Alouettes?
I mean, this is the next man up mentality. It's often discussed, especially in football terms, because injuries are so prevalent. But yes, when you look at the positions, you have top receivers. The center is your quarterback of your offensive line. So your number 1 O-lineman, probably one of your top receivers, your top second defensive back, all out. That is a difference. That is absolutely a difference. And not even to say that, hey, the guys that are coming in aren't worthy to be there or to get the start. It's a communication factor. It's that you haven't been taking normal routine reps with these guys all year long. And that communication can break down during the game. So, yeah, it's a big deal. It's a huge deal. And the fact that it didn't get better for them during the week, in fact, I think it got worse now that you see the actual depth chart, because there were some people that were...
I think a round just got paid for.
I think
Grumpy Cat's
buying a round. Wow.
They found a bell?
Timing's good because it's a thin crowd right now. That was smart.
You could grab me a 6 o'clocker if you could, please.
Yeah. 6 o'clocker for the boys. Make sure he gets everybody.
I see the bell.
Yeah, there you go.
I see the bell now.
He was talking about that earlier, right? That's why he's here early.
Oh, okay. That's
ring the bell when there's like.
Can you plan that?
8 people
is
here.
Is that the same to plan that?
Well, it's actually still going to ding them pretty good here. I mean, this is I wonder if the ladies sitting here that have been here having a late lunch are going to take them up on that.
Well, there's also a rugby game going on tonight, so there might be some parents dropping off some kids that are going to be around. So he's right on that edge where if there's a couple people might walk in right now. Does that count?
No. Once it's rung, it's only who's here.
It's who's there. Okay.
Good for him, though. Not bad.
I've seen it before. I've seen it once. The brew house at all their locations has it.
Yeah.
I've seen it once with a major bar.
Well, I'll tell you what.
I was like, wow.
If Matt and Jay's play of the game comes through, that bell might get rung again tonight. I'm not kidding. Like that would be amazing.
You were talking about even on the injury report this week, just a few other names, which there were a few. Some of the guys I saw on the injury report they're available for today and they are playing.
Yep.
But that's not good that they were on the injury report this week.
That's still not good, yeah.
Like the Elks, one thing that they've had this season, which has been quite surprising. Well, not surprising, I shouldn't say that, but it's not something you see in football too often. They've been relatively healthy as a team. The injury reports, when they come out, they're like this week, it was 2 players. Their injury report was 2 players. Now, they have a couple of guys that are out long-term or have had. Some have come back, but like Noah Curtis, he's done for the season. But for the most part, they haven't had that long list. And when you looked at the Owls this week, there was players all across the board, and you're just saying, okay, well, who's going to be available, who's not? Seeing, I can't remember who was fully on there. I think Sutton was on there, so he's in the lineup. I always get the Edmontonian's name wrong.
Uguak.
He was on there, but he's going to draw on. But it's also like, what can they produce when they're out there? And we will have to see. But this is a big moment because if you then can't beat Montreal with injuries, then it comes down to who are you going to beat? What's it going to take for you to win a football game? What's it going to take? What do you need the other team to do and provide you for you to go win that football game? If you've come close the last 2 weeks, couldn't get it done. You now go up against the Montreal team that isn't the Montreal Alouettes, who are Grey Cup favorites that we would have them at. If you can't get that done, like when are you going to go? Which team do we need to look at?
Thank you, Grumpy Cat.
Thank you, Cowboy.
The bell picked up really nice on here, by the way. Yeah, it was great. That's the thing. This is the perfect storm. And the Elks have been playing pretty dang good football offensively. Like, they've been within it, and I understand. Don't say, but they didn't get the win. I know. I'm not blind to that fact. But you can't deny that Cody Fajardo's been slinging it. The run game has looked impressive, more impressive than it has at other. They just seem like they're getting it together. Defensively, they're not giving up the deep shots. They're playing a scramble-style defense where they come up and make plays. I like that. Know what you can do. Limit what can hurt you. So I think, given where the Elks are going right now, and given the injury situation with Montreal, I think this is a perfect storm for an Elks win. That's why I've been so confident. And I know Smith TM14 or Smitty the Welder, I forget which one, I get me mixed up. But yes, I'm generally confident about the Elks. That's because I think they can win every game. They can if they put it together. This is a different situation because they're up against a foe that is crippled, that have some key injuries in key positions. And if they can't do it now, then, forget it. I'm serious. Forget it.
I don't know. I've heard you in last year and stuff at moments they forget it, and you still find the positive the next week.
Well,
you still come back and you find that positive way to look at things.
I just think right now the focus is what's right in front of you, and that's beating Montreal, getting this ship turned around, or at least started to turn in the right direction.
I wish I could be as confident as you, but I'm more on the Reed side of things. I know you guys were having that discussion earlier. They're 1-6 in the end still, and until this team goes and wins another football game, I just have a hard time saying this team's going to go get it done. There's just been too many things, and it's more likely with what we've seen this year that at the end of the game, post-game, we're going to be talking about that unique way the Elks blew it as opposed to the Elks winning a football game. And that's where I do It is there for them.
Yep.
If this was week 4 of the season, I would be fully on board with you going, Elks are plus money right now against this roster, against this injury. The Elks offense has moved the ball rather well the last 2 weeks. The defense has kept the other team to less than 30 the last couple weeks. This is the time to jump on the Elks. There's just been too many extra losses. That changes this. And this takes me to storyline number 3 for today's game, which is execution. This has been a number of weeks that we can go to, but I'm going to go to last week. And I'm not even going to go into all of them. But you can execute from the 1-yard line on 2 tries. You have catching the football being an issue at times. There wasn't just the Keon Julian Grant drop ball. That one was the big one because it was obvious, should have been a touchdown. I do point to there was, I think it was early 4th quarter. Dunbar had one right across the middle. Yeah. A little tough. He was getting hit. But you need that ball. That was a first down. Couldn't get it done. I was having the chat with Hernan today because we were going through where do the Elks have the advantages here, and we both agreed the Elks have the better quarterback. But it doesn't matter what Cody Fajardo does if his receivers don't catch the football.
Yeah.
He can't force them to catch that football. He could put it in a really good spot, but he can't force them to catch it. And right now, just too many mistakes. And then defensively, like I will say, like I'll use last week because I'm using that one for the example here. Special teams doesn't help this, but the first 2 drives that they go up against, they allow touchdowns. Then they play really good in between. But when they need that one or more stop at the end of the game, they didn't get it done. If this game is close, can that defense execute that one play that they need to get that 3rd down stop?
Well, I don't know, Matt. I don't know. Up to this point, the history would say no.
Yeah.
That they can't. So why not take advantage of a situation like this and don't let it come to that?
That's a great point.
Put this away. I mean it. You can. This team can. I know I see like I'm rainbows and candies all the time, but this is legitimate. This is a team that's missing a 6th of their players. Their 6th of their starting roster is not in the lineup. That's a lot in football. And the key positions of your center, your DBs, a big receiver. I mean, this, you just have to pile on early. I should have put something up like early, like first half. I should look if I can make another.
You're thinking first half?
Well, I mean, if there is a time to get up and take the hold of this game.
Yeah.
And grab control of this game, put it away in the first half.
And that's actually one of the impressive things I will say of Cody Fajardo as opposed to what they got from Trey Ford this year. Like, last week could have turned awful for this team. Opening drive touchdown. And what happens on the Elks' first possession of the game? They drive down the field and get a touchdown.
Yep.
That's not something we've seen too often from with Trey Ford. And then even the next possession, they give up the touchdown. And then the defense settled in. But that Elks offense found a way to tie it going into halftime. That Elks, they should have had the lead.
They should have had a 7-point lead going into halftime.
So that was like, I think over the past, we've seen the offense sputter and struggle with Trey once they get behind because it's oh no, and then they try to do too much and it doesn't work. Whereas Cody, that as calming of a drive as I think you can have last week when he goes and drives down the field and gets that touchdown, because that must just settle the whole team down. Like, they score theirs, we can score too.
Yep.
Are you concerned about the receiving corps?
No.
You're not?
No, as much as I like to bag on Keon Julian Grant from dropping those, well, I'm sorry. You deserve to be bagged on.
Yes.
That's going to happen. This is professional sports. Do I think it's going to be something that is continually happening? No. I think this, you forget about the big play that Keon Julian Grant had, the 47-yard catch and run up the sideline earlier in the game. Curly Gittins has contributed. Stephen Dunbar is contributing. Justin Rankin, I think, what did I see here? Justin Rankin is 6th in the CFL with 6 plays, big plays, in 7 starts, which is 20-plus yards. I mean, he's contributing. So I think collectively, that's the thing, Matt. When you get in this cyclical losing rhythm, stuff like that finds a way to happen. That's why this game is not just like, hey, they got to win. This game can seriously turn the fortunes of this franchise heading forward for the season. This season. I'm not talking 2 years down the road, this is we're getting there. We're on our way. I mean, for this specific season, a win can do so much for that locker room, so much for the receiving core, so much for your defensive line who hasn't been getting pressure. It helps. It does. Football is such an emotional game that victories are the highest emotion you can have as a team. So that's why this game is that's why I answered yes to that question on Twitter.
Because it's the two opponents. Like, if they win this game, you're feeling really good about this team, wherever you are. You should be, if they're going up against Toronto and Ottawa.
Yes.
For the next two opponents. Like, maybe there's something put into the beer that I just drank there. You win today, I think there's a good chance you win 3 straight. Right? Like, but I think there's a really good chance of that. Like, I would put some money on that right off the bat. If the play Alberta want to throw up Elks wins next 2 right off the bat, probably put on it. Mm-hmm. Because if you get this win against Montreal, and now it could be injury depleted, but the team's not going to look at each other and go, we beat an injury depleted team. Okay, we finally got the win that we're looking for. We were so close the last 2 weeks. Now we got it done. And we're getting the two other worst teams in the Canadian Football League. Let's go finish this off, and let's finish August off with 3 wins. We'll be a 4-win club, and then let's see what happens at Labor Day.
Yeah, and I mean,
that's
it's a lot
why
of what
today
ifs.
is so big.
It's a lot of what ifs, but
yes.
It starts with a win. It starts with tonight's game, which is attainable, which is winnable. I'm sorry if I sound like I'm repeating myself, but it's a big game tonight.
I'm more concerned about the receiving core. I don't think they have the right playmakers for it.
Yep.
Farhan Lalji was on with Hernan and I earlier this week. And then Hernan and I went through it today as we're discussing a little bit more. He doesn't think the Elks have a player on this team that is better than a number 3 on any other team in the Canadian Football League.
That receiver?
Yeah.
That's simply not true. Stephen Dunbar is a number 2 on any team in the CFL.
He's not a number 2 on BC. Keon Hatcher and Justin McInnes. Is he a number 2 in Calgary? At the start of the season, he would have been. Right now, they got Damien Alford and Dominic Grimes having a really good season. In Saskatchewan, they got Keyshawn Johnson and Samuel Emelis. In Winnipeg, maybe Winnipeg as well, because they need someone right now with Nick Dembski. Wheatfall is not the guy. And Schoen actually, last year wasn't a great year, and the start of this year wasn't great. So maybe Winnipeg. Hamilton, Kenny Lawler, Tim White. Ottawa, Justin Hardy, Eugene Lewis.
Eugene Lewis who? What's he been doing?
He's been putting up some numbers. He's a top 10 receiver in the Canadian Football League this year. The Toronto Argonauts, Coxie, I would put Dunbar ahead of Daniels. And in Montreal, it's Austin Mack and Tyson Philpott. He's not a number 2 on most teams. Which, when I thought about it, Farhan was right on that.
Okay, but 4 of the games or 5 of the games were played with Trey Ford. Trey Ford's not a starting quarterback either. Trey Ford wasn't getting him the ball. What's happened since Cody Fajardo's come in?
Let's take a look at his numbers. I still would take every single one of those receivers against Stephen Dunbar over what I saw the last couple of weeks. He had
4 for
62 last week. Mm-hmm. That's nothing special.
That's not bad number.
He has 82 and a touchdown. His first touchdown of the season against Saskatchewan. Like, Johnson had 78 and a touchdown. Emelis is 113 and a touchdown. Of all those players I said, okay, if you put Stephen Dunbar with a better quarterback, which number 2 on another team that I said would he be better than?
I just think it means a lot more to have an actual quarterback that can throw the ball.
Sure, but he still would be a number 3 on most of the teams in this Canadian Football League. I don't think Farhan's wrong with that.
Yeah, I mean... I'm just saying, with Cody Fajardo throwing the ball, it gives him a better chance to be a good receiver, if not great, than Trey Ford. You could have Terrell Owens on the team with Trey Ford, and he still ain't getting the ball.
I don't care
what I'm saying.
But okay.
Terrell Owens is a number 1 receiver.
Stephen Dunbar was with Bo Levi Mitchell last year. He wasn't a number 1 receiver in the Canadian Football League last year.
Bo Levi Mitchell wasn't rewriting the record books either last year.
He was an MOP candidate last year. He had great numbers last year.
What were Stephen Dunbar's numbers?
He was a top receiver. He had over 1,000 yards, but no one would have him.
Okay, wow.
But no one would have him as a number 1 receiver on any team in the Canadian Football League.
We're not saying number 1.
No one would have.
He's not a number 2.
Why did it take...
I'm saying he's not a number 2 because he has a quarterback that's not even a number 12 in Trey Ford.
Okay, but why was he not signed right away then in free agency if he's such a good receiver then?
I don't know. Maybe he wanted to come to Edmonton.
Or maybe because most teams look at him and think that he's also not a number 2.
Well, apparently from what you just said, the teams they didn't need another top 2 receiver because they had him.
But if you could improve, you'd make an improvement. He's not an improvement in their eyes.
This argument is going in circles.
Well, no, but it's like you've turned this into a Trey Ford thing. It has nothing to do with Trey Ford. It has to do with it's about Stephen Dunbar.
It has a lot to do with Trey Ford. The guy that couldn't stand in the pocket and throw a ball, the guy that overthrows receivers.
Okay, so...
Yeah, it has a lot to do with the number 1 receiver's numbers.
So Stephen Dunbar can't be a top 10 receiver with Trey Ford as his quarterback.
With the worst quarterback in the CFL.
And isn't good.
Yeah.
It's not the worst. There's P.J. Walker, there's Chris Trevor.
We're starting when he was. That's not even debatable.
But Geno Lewis could be a top receiver in the Canadian Football League with Trey Ford as a starting quarterback.
No.
He is. He was. He had 8 straight games with a touchdown.
That doesn't mean you're the biggest yards putting up.
Where was he last year on that one?
He had a touchdown streak. I'll give you that.
Last year, Geno finished 100 less than 100 yards shy of Dunbar Jr.
Yeah, Dunbar Jr.'s are great.
I don't know what you're saying here.
Well, I think I don't know, Matt. I don't know. I think Trey coming in last year in relief looked better than he did as the quarterback coming in, getting the ball right out of camp.
Sure, but I also don't have that has nothing to do with to me. If you're such a good receiver, you can go and help your whole team overall. And right now the Elks receivers aren't helping there. And it's not even Trey. It's Cody as well. Catch the football in the fourth quarter. Help Cody Fajardo. Ball was right there.
Yep.
That's not what number 1s or number 2 receivers do, is drop that football. That's not Trey throwing him the football when he drops it. They need to improve on receiver.
Okay, so what do they do?
Maybe we'll see.
So, okay, let's say...
what they need to do is they need to go... I really hope that they find... There's a player that we can find in the second half of this season that Ed Hervey goes signs and comes in and steps up.
Getting released from an NFL camp, something like that?
Something like that. That's fair. And that's where Ed has done well with that in the past. But I don't want to start looking at 2026, but I do want to see... I am intrigued by... I always get his name a little mixed up. Benjamin Victor. I mean, because one of the reasons they did release Alex Hollins was because they're high on some of the younger guys.
Did he even have a target last game? I don't think he did.
Week 9...
Because I know the Elks are high on him as well. I don't think he had a target.
He didn't have a target. You don't think they are high?
No, I think they are.
Yes, and so he's a guy I want to see featured more because I'm hoping maybe Ed has had a history of finding some good receivers.
Mm-hmm. No, you're fair. Look, I don't want to have a Stephen Dunbar tirade here, but I just think that this team is evolving and getting better. I mean, their pass structure, their passing game. I don't know what it is, but when Cody Fajardo's been in there, it makes them able and capable of doing more complex systems. How many of those deep over-under routes have you seen completed where there's nobody in sight? And Cody's throwing it 15 yards downfield, 45 yards out, right? He's able to make those throws. It just opens their playbook a lot more.
Green and Gold Kickoff Show. I'm Matt. He is Jay. We're live on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports. Elks Als coming up in a little over 10 minutes time. Actually, about 20 minutes time. Out at, I think it's still Percival Molson Stadium. Out in Montreal. You can catch that game on at TSN. Jay and I will be back with the post-game show live for right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Wherever you're getting us right now, you can get it then. As we'll recap the action, we're live at the St. Albert Rugby Club for the Nasty Bash, which started to fill up very slowly. Lieutenant Eric and Hernan are here. VR, Big U, Grumpy Cat. Who's next to Grumpy Cat? I couldn't see. I don't have my glasses on. Reed's here. Shocking.
Well, he has to be here. He's on air in 13.
He was also just
minutes.
here on air for a little bit. But things will get going more so around 6 o'clock, but we will have the post-game show for you live once that happens. We will have to get to our key to an Elks victory as well as a prediction for this one as well. But let's first hear from the head coach of the Edmonton Elks, Mark Kllum, in conversation with the media just a few days ago.
Seems to be very upbeat and positive still.
Focus on the task at hand. That's going out to a tough place to play, playing a good football team.
Do you worry about what day one's going to be like? Because, they're only human. I know you have a process here, which is kind of separate from the results, but the results kind of don't help. But are you a little concerned, okay, are they going to come back with the same type of enthusiasm?
Well, there was a lot of good football played in that game.
For sure.
The result wasn't what we wanted, but we did a lot of good things. So that's the first point. These guys are pros, and I've said it before, we've got a good room that believes in what we're doing, and we had another good practice on a short week.
Yeah. The fourth quarter, how much of that can be helped with coaching, and how much is that just plain old make the play when it's supposed to be made?
What play are you talking about?
Any play in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, close games like that, like I said, they're decided by 2 or 3 plays. And, as a football team, we want to make those plays. 60% of games in the CFL are decided in the final 3 minutes. You try to work to give yourself a chance to make those plays. Mm-hmm. And then when the opportunity presents it, we got to take advantage.
Just go through another experience maybe on Friday and hope, okay, this time we're going to get it kind of thing. We're going to make those plays. That's all you can do, really.
That's why we're out here working. We're working on those things.
Yeah. Brock Mogeson was the top-graded player from last week by PFF on the honor roll. What have you liked about his work on special teams and what you've seen in the defense?
Yeah, Brock, he's very smart. He picks up the material very quickly. When we correct him, he brings it out to the field. We've been high on him since camp. He got nicked up early, and then, we've kind of eased him back in on special teams. Obviously, he had a bigger role on defense last week. Mm-hmm. We want to just keep him building.
The onside recovery not the onside, but
yeah,
Cody going after his own punt. We've seen him do it before. Did he mean to do that?
I think he maybe didn't have the hit he wants, but he's a professional. He understands the rules, and he plays with a sense of urgency. And, that play, I showed it to the entire football team the day after the game because it takes courage and it takes awareness, and it's full credit to Cody Grace.
I think this is the first time in the schedule that you have a short week to deal with a long travel. But, as far as you're concerned, how are you trying to adjust to it and keep the guys as fresh as possible? And it helps that you've seen them before, I guess.
Yeah. We're trying to take care of legs while also still getting the work that we need. We did a lot of walkthrough. It's a big mental aspect of what we're doing, and that's what we're trying to stress.
And there's Mark Kllum with the media a few days ago. Babish Stash. I am driving through BC right now, so Play Alberta doesn't let me play the Matt and Jay's big play of the game. That's Caching Boys. Nice one. It is an Alberta website, so you would have to be in Alberta to use that one. But he did say that it looks like he used it out in BC for things. So, Drew, that O-line owes the Elks a game and win by 15. I think a lot of people are looking forward to this game tonight and expecting a big game from the Edmonton Elks. We'll get to our keys to an Elks victory as well as our prediction in a moment. I do want to remind people on some of the plays that we have up at Play Alberta because you've got 9 minutes to jump on Play Alberta. You got to jump on Play Alberta right now.
I just did.
Jay and Matt's big play of the game, Elks plus 3.5, 48 total points. Fajardo 275 plus passing yards, ranking 50 plus rushing yards, boosted to 1,395. The early bird bet, Edmonton Elks plus 3.5. Justin Rankin 40 plus rushing yards. Tyler Steed 60 plus receiving yards. That's plus 333. The grandest parlay does involve Elks Owls first quarter 10 plus points, so they're expecting a big game. But Jay's big play today from the Reed Wilkins Show, which will be coming up to wrap up till 6 o'clock right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Jay's play of the day, Elks money line, total under 51.5. That's plus 280. Between Jay and Matt's big play of the game, the early bird bet, and Jay's play of the day, there is a window where all three can cash tonight. This game has to end with an Elks victory. This game has to end between 48 and 51 points. And then a couple of other player props hit. But Jay and Matt's big play of the day, the early bird bet, and Jay's play of the day are all there to potentially cash tonight. And if that's the case, the St. Albert Rugby Club is going to feel pretty good.
Yeah, this
place is going to feel pretty good. Justin Rankin's up on TSN right now. Do you know what pained me when you talked about his 6 big plays? It seems whenever he has big plays, I don't put him in my lineup.
Did you put him in your
Nope.
lineup?
So he's due for a huge game today.
Okay.
Justin Rankin is due for 120 all-purpose yards and a touchdown or something tonight.
MOP.
I didn't play him.
MOP.
I did not play him in this one. Quickly, just back to the question of the show. The Edmonton Elks, if they lose tonight, does it end the Elks' playoff hopes for 2025? Yes. On to 2026 is at 58.3%. No, still time at 9.2%. It's already over at 32.5%. Mr. Milne, your key to an Edmonton Elks victory.
Come out early and
Like
put this game away early. I'm talking by halftime, 21-6, 21-7, something like that. 28-7, 28-10. Something that puts the doubt into Montreal going into halftime. Now, one thing we didn't talk about is that this is a team that's coached by Jason Moss, who's 4-0 against Edmonton. Now, he's usually come in with the better quarterback, the better lineup. He's battling injury, but don't kid yourself. He's going to have them ready to play. That is why it's so important for this team to put this in doubt very early for Edmonton. You?
I got to take away the Edmonton game earlier this year because he came in for Davis Alexander. But he's had 4 starts this season, MBT. Against Hamilton, 2 interceptions. Against BC, no interceptions. Against Calgary, an interception. Against Saskatchewan, an interception. This Edmonton Elks secondary, and I'm going to throw the linebackers into this mix, have 0 interceptions this season.
Yes.
The only interception has come from the defensive line. There does come a point where this defense needs to force turnovers. And if there's a quarterback that they've gone up against that you could say might put the ball up in the air for you to get that interception, it's this quarterback that they're going up against in McLeod Bethel-Thompson. I just pointed out there in 3 of his 4 starts this season, he has thrown at least an interception. Don't be the BC Lions. Be like the other 3 teams. I think if this Elks defense, that's the one thing we also haven't seen with this team yet. That takes points off the boards. That gives you momentum. We haven't seen the turnover from that defense to really help. That's what I'm hoping to see tonight. And I think if the Edmonton Elks defense especially gets that interception, I think it leads to an Edmonton Elks victory. I do like what you have to say as well, because if this team is up by 10 plus even going into the 4th quarter, I'm going to lower from what you even said. I think they're winning. I think that defense could close it out. If it's a close one, then we have the questions. Can you close it out?
Exactly.
Go finish this off.
Yeah.
Go finish this off. And hey, look, that Ottawa game, they had that big lead. Now they let Ottawa back into it. But you know what they did in that one? They finished it off.
That's right.
They finished it off. Jay, your prediction. I don't really have to ask, but
31-17 Elks.
31-17 Elks. 31-17. So that's 48 points. I like it. I like it. There's going to be a very happy people here at the Nasty Bash. We're going to take a brief timeout on the audio stream. There won't be. You'll probably get Whale in the Wolf for a few seconds as I will shuffle out. Reed's going to come back in. The Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne. They're going to wrap up their show until 6 o'clock on Edmonton Sports Talk. And then Jay and I will be back with the Green and Gold post-game show for you live right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. You're presented by Play Alberta. Or you could come join us right at the Nasty Bash at the St. Albert Rugby Club. On behalf of Jay, I am Matt. Enjoy the football game. I will talk with you once this game ends. Jay's going to talk with you in a few minutes with the Reed Wilkins Show. Thanks for tuning into the Green on Gold Kickoff Show. Elks Al's coming up in just a few minutes.
over this.
Oh, here we are. We're back. Matthew Iwanyk here. Well, you never went anywhere, Jay. We're at the St. Albert Rugby Club for the final half hour of the Reed Wilkins Show after the excellent job you guys did on the Green and Gold kickoff show. Though I didn't quite get to listen to the whole thing because I was mingling with some of our wonderful nasties, one of our Edmonton Sports Talk audience members who are starting to assemble here at the St. Albert Rugby Club. So we got the Elks game on a couple of big screens, which is awesome. So wherever you are, you will not miss a moment of the action. Did I hear you saying you're more pessimistic than usual? What were you saying earlier?
No. I'm. Yes, maybe you did. Because here's the thing, we put up a poll question before every game.
Buying or selling for Damon Bunting.
Yeah,
a consistent top-producing realtor in the greater Edmonton area for over 18 years. He and his team would love to help you find that right home or make the move from your current home. Community-driven, he understands what it takes to make a difference in our city. Check him out, DamonBunting.com. Instagram handle, Damon Bunting Real Estate. Iwanyk's just right in there doing all the tech stuff. Incredible. If you're on YouTube, by the way, keep hitting the thumb. I guess you can. Is this like a new stream for the thumbs up?
Or I don't know.
We don't know. Just hit the thumbs up.
Just
or tell people that to like the show.
I gotta find the exact way Maddie did the question of the game.
Was it on Twitter? Or on X?
I don't know. Anyways, it was.
Oh, I got kicked off the Wi-Fi here. Hang on.
It was something to the effect, Reed, of if the Elks lose tonight, is the season over?
Okay, well, you know my thoughts on that. You're never out until you're formally out.
And I said
but
that.
your odds are
I
your
said
odds.
Mathematically, yes, you're not out. We get that. But this, given the trajectory of this team right now, given the Montreal injuries, this is a game you have to go and get. And I'm sorry, but if you cannot take advantage of an injury-riddled team, and your team is moving in the right direction, trending upwards, you don't deserve to be in playoff consideration talks.
Right.
You don't deserve to be in the discussion of, can they turn it around? I know they're not mathematically out, but can they do it?
You're going to win.
You don't deserve that
at some point. Yeah.
This is a gift from the gods of football. Right now, tonight, given the injury situation that Montreal has, they're without their best player, probably one of the best players in the CFL, in Davis Alexander. MBT, I'm sorry, he doesn't move the needle for me. He doesn't scare me. All the stars are aligning for this team. You said it earlier in the show. Turnovers, worse than the league. Interceptions, worse than the league. Sacks, worse than the league. Well, what better opportunity than tonight to ignite that fire and turn it around? And that's why you may have sounded me sounding pessimistic, because, yes, if you cannot do that tonight, I'm sorry.
Well, I'll tell you how I look at it, and my prognostication is not an overly optimistic one. And I mean, they're 1-6. It's not as if they're 4-3, and I'm saying they're going to miss the playoffs or that it's tough. I mean, we got to recognize what the situation is. So they play Montreal, Toronto, Ottawa, and then Calgary twice. So after the Labor Day rematch, at the end of the Labor Day home and home, they will be 2/3 of the way through the season.
Yes.
They, to me, to have a chance at the playoffs, you have to be 5-7. So I really believe if the Elks are going to make the postseason, they have to win 4 of their next 5 games.
Well,
and people are probably saying, well, Reed, they've won 1 of their first 7,
sure.
So what are the chances? Exactly. Now, maybe they turn it around. Maybe Toronto and Ottawa aren't that good. Maybe Calgary doesn't have Vernon Adams when they play. There's a path, but it's very overgrown, right? This is... what did we get to? I mean, we've been through a hockey season together now, and when, if somebody always texted and said, oh, guys, this team is only 8 points behind the Oilers. That's a 4-game winning streak with 10 games left. And I'd be like, hold on. If they win 4 in a row, that's great. The Oilers might win 2 or 3 of those. So that's what I'm saying. The Elks could start winning, but BC might still win. Winnipeg might still win.
I've never compared it to hockey. But I know that you've been almost agitated by some people saying, well, Reed, there's a path here, but you have to also remember that there's other professional teams playing. That BC's not just going to lay down.
Yeah, they're not going to stop at 4 wins.
Winnipeg, although I do have my doubts with Zach Collaros and how he's going to, continue this season, well, guess what? They're not going to lay down.
Right.
Okay? And those, forget about the crossover. Those two teams are teams you need to catch. It starts tonight, Reed, and I just can't say this enough. If you cannot take advantage of this, then I'm sorry.
You're not good enough.
You're just not good enough.
Right. And that's the thing. We can talk.
That pains me to say. I mean, I want this team. We've been very clear about this team. You have said, well, I cover the team. I talk about the team on this medium, yet I'm a season ticket holder for X amount of years. I grew up cheering for this team loudly, a proud fan, and now I'm covering and interviewing the head coach. Okay, we're in a bit of a situation here, but that can't cloud the optimism of fans looking at this game, of people like you and I talking about this game. This is the opportunity you have. Like I said, it's almost like the stars have aligned. You have to go and get it now.
Yep.
Because you have to have a higher level of give a damn tonight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't just come out and say, oh, well, shucks. Wow, that offense sure looked better. Oh, but they did get 2 sacks or they did get a turnover, but they still lost. Yeah. That's not going to cut it anymore.
Yeah. And, again, there are encouraging signs, but there were encouraging signs sometimes last year because they did lose 3 games on the last play in a row, and we were saying, well, if they just could survive that last play. So, but again, like I also say, every game starts 0-0, and I also say to people, hey, just enjoy watching a game. So there's those two sides of it. There's this overall analysis. How are they doing this year? The state of the franchise for the last 7 or 8 years, really. You could even go last 20, but we won't dive into it that deep. And then the playoff hopes for this year. And then just the fact is like, hey, there's a game on a Friday night to watch with a team that has made some plays the last couple of weeks and is trying to snap a 5-game losing streak specifically against the Montreal Alouettes. But yeah, I mean the playoffs are tough because, like I said, they pretty much got to win 4 of their next 5, and in my mind, get to 5-7 at the 2/3 point.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then maybe you are within striking distance, or there's some pressure on some other teams. And we got to remind people. I mean, Toronto and Ottawa are not doing well.
Which are their next 2 opponents?
The Elks may very well be able to beat those teams. The Elks, by the end of the season, could have a better record than Toronto and Ottawa. Doesn't get you the crossover. You have to finish 4th in the West and be good enough to be 3rd in the East.
Yeah.
So that's another thing. And BC, we didn't even talk much, but that was a great game last night.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, I got home with about a minute left in the first half, and that's when all the action really started. Because all of a sudden it was
me too. I didn't watch the first half, and then the second half because that was part of Jay's play of the game or play of the day.
Right.
Was Bo Levi 2+ passing touchdowns and then 250+ passing yards. Both those hit in the second half alone.
Were they both over 2? Sorry.
2+ passing touchdowns.
Because he had 3 in 1 quarter.
Yeah, he didn't have any in the first half.
Yeah, he had 3 in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, he had what was there? Something like 60-some points scored in the second half.
Well, yeah, it would have been.
It was just incredible.
It was back and forth.
It was an offensive.
And then what ultimately decides the game in overtime?
Fumble.
A turnover. A turnover. Here's a hypothetical for you. If I was Buck Pierce, and of course everybody knows I'm not qualified to be a CFL coach, I just would have kicked it on first down. 42, 43 yards for Sean White from straight on. Go bang it through. We're not going to risk a turnover, a bad snap, an illegal procedure, some weird penalty. Just kick it. Elks get the ball to start the game, by the way, and they get a 70-yard completion on first down. But would have you just been like Sean, just go win the game? You never miss.
No. No. I mean, maybe on second down, maybe you get some yards on second down, but or yards on first down and kick it on second down.
Right.
I get that in case there's a bobbled snap or something.
Right. Oh, right. Yeah.
Right. But no, this is.
I was wondering if they were just going to kick the field goal on first down and just say let's get out of here with a win. And the Elks, well, that's a good push by Rankin, because he got stuffed on 2nd and 2, and then all of a sudden drove through the pile and got 4 yards on 2nd and 2.
Well,
so
let's be
the Elks
clear.
Up by midfield.
The offensive line pushed him over the edge there.
Did he get help on that one?
He did,
I wasn't
yeah.
sure if he did.
Maybe a little
did
tandem
or not.
buck action happened.
How, I mean, we had the one game against Saskatchewan where they got all those sacks. The right side was blamed a lot. Mm-hmm. Jed Roberts came on
put
after
a lot
that
of blame on
and
Fajardo.
said, hold on, that some of that's on the quarterback because he's not doing his reads properly. How, if you look at the 9 CFL teams, is this an average offensive line? Is this still a below average offensive line?
I'll tell you, by the payroll, no. By the payroll, no. This is quite a strong offensive
Because
line.
Beard and Cordy, if you believe the reports,
Well,
I think
there's
are
a lot
two
of-
of the highest, 7 or 8 highest paid linemen in the league.
There's a lot of veteran players on this team, on the O-line.
Yeah.
So that would suggest a higher income. It's hard to say, Reed. It could be a combination of the run game coordination. Could be, there's so many factors here. This team needs to be able to push the ball downfield to set up the run. A lot of other teams use the run to set up pushing the ball downfield.
Right.
This team seems to be opposite. Looks like on the second, after the first down, they've gone 2 and out. Looks like they're going to be punting, but it'll be deep into Montreal territory.
Julian Grant did make it. So Rankin lost 2 yards on first down, and then they got about 8 yards to Julian Grant on 2nd and 12. So they're going to punt from about
Field position. This is smart.
Yeah.
Just get ahead of this. Say, okay, Cody Grace is a great directional punter. Go ahead and try and pin this deep. And then, make MBT beat you.
One thing that...
Do you think MBT can beat this team?
Yes, I think he can. But we'll see. Grace... Oh, he just missed the coffin corner. He'll have to settle for a rouge. Don't clap, everybody. You didn't know. No, Iwanyk, don't clap. He's doing it on purpose to bother me. You wanted it on the 1, not on the 40. The 1-point lead is not fine. Somebody's booing. Thank you. The punting is... punting has really changed a lot. And we talked a bit about John Ryan, and I've seen some YouTube videos. And we've seen more punters come from Australia or other from rugby or Australian rules football. They are, I don't know how many years now, in the last few maybe, they're putting side spin on the punt.
Well, they just come from a different philosophy on kicking.
Because how sometimes you see a guy at the last minute reach to his right, they're spinning the ball to make it harder to catch. And I think. Didn't a guy drop one last night, and then you saw on the replay, it was almost like a breaking pitch or a curveball.
Right.
It's like late movement.
Well, it's like hitting a float serve in volleyball that's just kind of coming at you and you don't know. Like a pure spiral read, when a punter bombs one and it's a tight spiral that goes up, the nose comes over and it turns down, those are easy to catch.
Like you or I could catch that. Well,
you could. No, you could.
It would knock me over.
But it's not. It's not changing direction because it's such perfect flight. Those wobblers, or those ones that are end over end or have a little bit of a side spin to it, they're very difficult. And you're seeing more and more of it because, like you said, that's a good point. There's more of these Aussie rules kickers that are finding their way over to North America to play football.
Yeah, so that's another little subtle thing about the punting game is the Elks have an early 1-0 lead on the Montreal Alouettes. I guess we don't get a break this half hour, right? We just plow through. There's nobody to do the update?
Just you and me, baby.
Ben? All right, we'll go into the oil understood. I'm not sure how much we'll have for this today. For GCL Diesel, providers of the best diesel engine components around. From turbochargers to injectors, fuel pumps to sensors, they are the critical engine component experts. Proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta for over 50 years, and now a partner of Edmonton Sports Talk and the Reed Wilkins Show. GCL Diesel. Diesel. Understood. I was hoping somebody would shout it out, but nobody could hear me. 11:40 to go in the first quarter. Alouettes will start from their own 40 after the punt rouge by the Edmonton Elks, who are in the... Do you like the green pants?
Yep.
I don't mind them.
Yeah, I don't mind them.
I still like the gold pants, even with the white jerseys. I don't like the all green so much. Generally, I don't like solid colors, though the Montreal is not bad, the all blue.
But that's part of their tradition. That they've had that for a while. I don't like the Elks all green. I really don't.
It depends on, like, the Seahawks wear all blue, which I don't mind, but the previous, like the Mike Holmgren all blue, I thought looked like a leotard or pajamas or something. Depends on the team and the color and how it's put together.
I think the Elks, the worst look beside the all green is the all white. The Labor Day all white.
Yeah,
I've
they
never
rolled
been a
that out
fan.
back in 01, I think, on Labor Day, and then they wore the white pants at home a few times with the green jersey.
Yeah.
That looked terrible. You got to wear the
white
gold pants.
top. Give me the gold pants. Keep it simple, you know.
I don't mind all white, maybe on the road. I don't even know if they have white pants with this kit anymore, though. Owls get a first down and then missed tackle on 1st and 10 on the next series, and Rambo gets 8 yards. Should have had 0.
Kenyon Rambo?
I remember him.
Yeah, I do.
I like how there's a guy in the CF. Is he on the Riders? His name's Keyshawn Johnson.
Yes.
And I looked him up. I was like, I wonder if he's related. And it's like no relation. And Keyshawn isn't it K-I-E?
It's just different
Yeah,
spelling.
it's a very different spelling, but no relation. The Oil Understood is that I did the Oil Stream earlier today with Tom, and we had fun.
What did you guys talk about? We
talked about organizational depth a bit, and we talked about Howard and Savoy and expectations and things like that. And he talked about his draft, of course, and we had a good show. The Oilers, he did ask me this.
Yes,
the
I heard
Oilers'
this
organizational depth. I don't think they have good organizational depth because they don't have 3 or 4 players in the minors who have percolated enough that they will seamlessly step in. Oh, I get it. Sometimes you don't know about young players till you actually see them. But even, when Yamamoto came up, he was in the minors for a bit. I guess Bush was there for a little bit. Skinner. I don't know if they have somebody in that situation that is right there ready to go. I guess Savoy last year, but now he's probably going to be on the team.
Do you think they've recently, or as, say, the last, decade and a half, that they've rushed players too often? And said, you're our number one draft pick, you're going to play.
I think because they were so bad and they drafted so poorly that yes. I mean, you couldn't even make the argument in hindsight, and some people thought it should happen at the time, that Nuge should have gone back to Red Deer for a year.
Right.
But they needed a number 1 or number 2 center.
That's what I'm saying. It just seems like that's happened all too often with this franchise.
And that's the thing, like some of these teams, now still the Oilers are going to be a good team. There maybe are concerns about depth, but you look at these, Florida, as much as they've been good lately, they had 10 years out of the playoffs. Buffalo's stuck in, that is just awful there. And was it I think it was the previous year they started really good. And no, they're not that good. So anyway, I got some concerns about the organizational depth because they've traded away some first-round picks to get good players like Reed Schaefer for Ekholm. But then you wonder, once we're at the tail end of the McDavid-Draisaitl era, which hopefully is still 6 to 10 years away, but have they, or how are the cupboards going to look at that point? Alouettes now down to the Edmonton 45 or 35, Jay?
45.
45. It'll be 2nd and 6 from the Edmonton 45 as the Alouettes.
And this is a critical part of the game already, Reed. If you get a stop here, like an incompletion, you're forcing them. They've got Maltos who can kick the cover off the ball, but you need to make a stop here and force them into a difficult decision early in the game.
Field goal.
This has been an issue for this team. Is 2nd and long. How they're bringing the blitz. Can't get to McLeod, Bethel-Thompson.
Yeah, first down.
Look at this. Face mask.
So and then this and again, this is why I say don't applaud the punt single. A better punt. This drive is starting inside the 10. And it changes what Montreal is going to do early in that drive. Instead, they start on their own 40, run our normal offense. Basically, 2 first downs. They're in field goal range, and now they're thinking touchdown.
But here's the thing: you're blitzing with a halfback that jumps, and if you're going to blitz, you have to get pressure. McLeod Bethel-Thompson was in the pocket for 4 seconds. You cannot bring an extra defender, an extra defensive back, and allow him to sit in the pocket that long.
Yeah.
It's just not it's not successful.
Yeah. And see, here's the thing with this defense. As much as they have improved from getting burned a lot early in the season, they still give up chunks of yardage.
Yes.
So it's still, I mean, on first down, the Alouettes are getting 4, 5, 6 yards. And then they're thinking, okay, we just need another play like that, and we're fine. All right. Are we doing word of the day?
Sure.
All right, let's do it.
I don't have the
We don't have the
music.
jingle. That's okay. We'll just do it. 2nd and 4 from the Edmonton 26 for Montreal. MBT goes to the end zone and misses.
That's
so
what
they
you need
will
him to
hold him
do.
to a field. But again, you lose. The Elks are minus 2 points on that punt, right? Mm-hmm. They punted for a single instead of coffin corner.
Okay, first.
Sorry, I'm not looking.
Okay, yeah. First word of the day. Hang on a sec here.
That's a terrible throw by MBT, by the way.
Yeah.
I see what you mean. Like that should have been a touchdown.
That should have been a touchdown. Winsome.
Winsome. Winsom.
Ding.
Winsome. And, I should know what this means. Winsome, I believe, does it mean sort of carefree? Okay, give me a sentence then. 3-1 Alouettes, they got the field goal.
Though a relative newcomer to acting, Maya won the casting directors over with her winsome charm.
Yeah.
Which was perfect for the role of the plucky young superhero.
Yeah, it's sort of like, so it's not carefree necessarily, but sort of like light yet bold.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Okay, half point.
Cheerful, pleasant, and appealing. That's where you were.
And what was the first thing I said? I said, I don't know if I should get quite half, maybe 0.38.
Okay, 1.38.
1.38 out of 2.
1.38 out of 2.
Have I missed a spelling this week?
No, you've been on fire. You've been on
Now, some of these
fire.
words I've legitimately known how to spell.
True. Second word of the day, scary.
Come on.
No, scary.
Say it again?
Scary.
Okay, so it is not
It's not the
SCARY.
traditional scary.
Huh.
Scary rhymes with
Nasty Bash. Scary. Do you have a country of origin for this one?
Ooh. First recorded in 1605 from Old Norse scare. Well, I can't say that.
Okay, I'm gonna take a stab at it. You always say trust the first thing I write down.
Yeah.
Scary. SKARRI. Was I close?
Somewhat.
Was it SK?
Yes.
Is it SKA?
No.
Oh, scary. SK. What would it be? A Y?
It rhymes with fairy.
SKAI.
No. The other fairy that you take on boat.
SKE. Oh, is it SKERRY?
Ding!
Okay, so I don't get any points for that, but I figured it out with numerous hints. Okay, is it a type of vessel, like a ship or something?
Oh, good choice. I think fairy pulled you that way, but
And you said it's from a Viking word, perhaps, or a Norse word?
It is a Norse word, scare, meaning rock or reef.
Okay, I better take a sentence here.
The fishermen anchored their dinghy near a lonely skerry to check their lobster traps. The skerry vanished at high tide, leaving boats at risk of striking the hidden rocks.
So it's not scary in and of itself is not a rock formation.
Yes, it is.
It is a rock formation.
Ding!
Okay, but you kind
A
of
small
gave that one
rocky
away.
island.
You kind of gave that one away for me, but I could maybe get 0.15.
Yeah, I'll give you. So what's that?
2.58 out of 4.
Not bad. That's not a bad day.
No, and especially that's
Those are
a
tough
fun
words.
word, but an unusual one
Scary.
for sure.
Yeah.
Elks. Okay, let's do one more Elks play for people. They are down 3-1, 5.5 left in the first quarter. They are facing 2nd and 9 from their own 41. These are the plays, right? Can you make these plays? And Fajardo faked a pass. Now he's in trouble. Now he's running to his left, and he runs for 4 yards, and they're going to have to punt.
Yep.
Again, just like, this is not good, Jay. This is not a good start to this game.
Not
already.
a great start to the game.
Not a good start to the game. All right, you're back with the post-game show with Iwanyk?
Yes.
At around 8:30-ish?
For better or worse, I will be back.
Yeah, this is not an encouraging start for the Edmonton Elks. All right, big thanks to Ben Thompson, who was at the technical desk earlier today. On behalf of Matthew Iwanyk and Jason Milne, I'm Reed. They are back for the Green and Gold postgame show. We're at the Nasty Bash at the St. Albert Rugby Club. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Oh, jeez.